you don't know what the truth is about history. I don't know either. There could be completely insane theories out there I haven't even heard of that are the correct one. And none of us can go back in time with a time machine. Maybe once we're on a Bitcoin standard, someone will invent a time machine and we can go see for ourselves. But until then,
We can
who
go
knows?
verify.
Who knows? Every single World War II video we've ever seen could be AI. Maybe none of these people existed. Maybe, who knows? It's possible that like everything's completely, all of my tangents I've gone on and things I've shared could be completely wrong. It's certainly possible. But what I do know is that we can't be scared of talking about these things and having a discussion, because I think this is what
That's for
humans
sure.
can do beautifully, is figuring out the truth or getting as close to as possible by all talking about together, having a completely open discourse where nobody is scared to say certain things. And I won't name any names, but I've had episodes on my own podcast where I will bring up certain topics during our episode while I'm the hosting. I like to keep it spicy no matter which side of the mic I'm on. I will bring up things like World War II questions, or I'll bring up the Europa, the Last Battle documentary, and people have said like, no, I can't, I don't want to be in that episode, or I don't want that to be mentioned in our episode because fear of safety.
Really?
Like people have literally
Wow.
said they don't want to be associated with this documentary. That's how powerful it is. And so it's crazy. People are scared of the full truth being even in the same room as their name, which is quite insane to me. But that's, everyone has their own choices to make and their own threshold level of how much they're willing to say. And I completely understand some people are taking care of families and whatnot. They need to make a little bit different decisions. For me, myself, since I'm just a single guy wandering around the world, I feel like who better than me to like really push this narrative as much as possible, really shake the boat. Maybe I'll change in the future when I have a wife and kids to take care of. But for now, it's just time to be a berserker and just blow all these fiat rails out of the water so we can create that better future and create a bridge for all of these awakening voices that are popping up all over the world right now. This is an extremely exciting time when you're dialed into the right social circles. Just how many people are figuring this stuff out every single day. It's a massive trend. We need to make sure that these people understand that there are solutions out there that are going to fix this. And you and I both believe Nostr will be that communication layer and Bitcoin will be the financial layer, both critical for fixing these problems. And that is the most important thing anyone out there can be focusing on, in my opinion. And you can go after any level of it. I go after the really dark, deep, crazy levels of how bad things really are to the best of my ability. But you can also just make kids books about Bitcoin. Like I see children's books teaching kids about Bitcoin. I think that's absolutely amazing. That's probably better than what I'm doing, because it's actually educating the new folks that just need to understand this from birth. And we see all the Bitcoiners out there who are making lots of babies and teaching their kids right, and that's absolutely amazing. Everyone can find somewhere in this movement that they can slot in to their comfort level and their knowledge level and their skill level and immediately make a difference. And that's absolutely beautiful. I love it.
Well, Ben, let me be very clear. I applaud your willingness to go and ask difficult questions. And it's something that someone has to do it. I would like to do the same thing. Like, why can I not talk about that? A phrase that really triggered people here in Australia was calling the lockdowns a medical apartheid. It's like, if you didn't get the jab, you weren't allowed to do certain things in Melbourne. Simple. It's like, okay, well, what is that if it's not some form of apartheid? That's what it is. That's what an apartheid is defined as. But you use that word and people are like, oh, you can't say that. So, well, I mean, why not? And of course, like physical safety, very important. Am I putting my family at risk? This is something I definitely need to be extremely aware of. But if we live in a world in which you can't ask questions, well, what world is that? That's not a future.